because that means I'm not fit to drive. No, seriously.
Take a nap.
No, got a soda because I can feel like this part of my brain starting to fall asleep. Okay. Hello, Victoria. We are all here. And Valerie's going incognito, but she's right in front of us.
Right here.
We're in my office, and we are gonna go ahead and model how to differentiate one task because PE is pretty different from what we just did in class. Okay, so I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, you all see it?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. So the folks are telling me that everything is there, including the ELD standards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we're all going to talk to her. Okay, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, and then did we finish revising the lesson itself?
Most of it, yes. If anything, we just have one of it blank, but it's for the station 3 where we would have added.
Okay, so you can do
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
On your own. So what I was thinking for the anchor is if you divide up the tasks so that all the tasks get hit, or as many of them as you can get hit, then when you go to a job interview or something, or in your portfolio, you could have a whole differentiated lesson.
Okay.
That was sort of how I was envisioning it. Yeah.
Okay.
So okay, so we need to differentiate one task, and so I'm just gonna choose one. Let's see. Oh, I think the one thing that I did say at the end of our last meeting is that this question, just before we start differentiating it, under in the exit ticket, it doesn't seem to go with the lesson.
Okay.
Like because you bring up the comparison between the two sports. So
yeah.
One thing that I had said at the end, but we didn't write it down, was you might want to save that for the next day or something like that. But it seems like if you close the class down just before the exit ticket, that should be fine.
Okay.
So
instead of calling it an exit ticket, what would we call that? Just the leading up to the next day.
oh, is that what you had? Oh, is that what this is?
Well, because this was based on us using that we just finished soccer unit, and then we're like 2 days into basketball.
And then what's happening in the next day?
We're still into basketball, but we're going to go into defensive strategies.
I mean, if I were doing it, I would bring this up at the beginning of the next day.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Okay. So then they wouldn't even be in this one. It would be in the morning. The next day.
Or I might say like, or I might just, maybe what you can do is you can say, did you notice any similarities or any similarities between soccer and basketball offensive strategies?
Okay.
And then don't have it as a written exit ticket, but just as a pair share. So let's look at the pair share. Which offensive strategy were you able to use? Yeah, see, it goes nicely right after this. And then.
So should we take out that part as a whole? And
yeah, I'm gonna
that thing pair share as the closure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So instead of saying what are the differences, can you think of any different? Like you don't want to
2 to 3
lead them.
Okay.
What? Or I'm just gonna copy it because my brain is dead. Just go like this. Okay, so here you're gonna write out another. Right? What are the what similarities and basketball, something like that.
Okay.
Something is wrong with that, but then
you didn't want us to lead them, right? That's what you were saying.
Yeah, I was trying to, but I'm brain dead, so I can't think of it. And then here, teacher closure would be something like tomorrow we will, and if you notice other, oh, Jesus, auntie. Okay, so, and here you want to say, here the teacher asks for students. We have here. Right? What's on the top, and then that's it. And this you would just delete.
Okay.
Do you want me to delete it, or
Yeah,
do you
go
want to
for it.
save it for something else?
No, you can do it.
All right, and there you go, boom, lesson's done. Okay, so now, so these are nice test cards. I think they're gonna be really hard
Differentiate.
to work with. So you might think about simplifying them. So for example, you don't need shielding, right? For this, what they're doing today, isn't shielding a defense?
Yeah. What do you think?
It's an offensive
It's an
strategy.
offense. Oh yeah, because
but-
this
'Cause you're
person
shielding
is
the-
shielding, you're
yeah.
shielding the
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah,
Okay.
so they don't steal it from you.
But you're,
That's what we-
but they're just doing dribbling.
But yeah, if they're just doing a drill.
You could call
Yeah.
it dribbling with shielding. Like this. Is that what they're
Oh, okay.
doing?
Yeah, because they're dribbling, and then as they're
'Cause
dribbling,
you're
they're
trying
shielding,
to-
right?
Yeah.
Is that not right?
Well, if the drill is just like a dribble around some cones, then you wouldn't really be shielding. I
Okay.
mean, you could still practice the shielding.
Look,
but-
whatever it is, it's either there or it's not. So y'all have to decide which way you want it.
Should we just take it out?
Yeah, you could just take it out.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is,
Just so the way it's,
I don't want to get rid, it's a nice idea, but just when you're writing your, anchor,
yeah,
just take it out.
okay.
I want to leave it here because when you're teaching it, you're going to want it there. And
Yeah.
if we delete it, you're going to be like, where is that
Where was it?
picture?
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
just hate it when that happens. Okay, so let's go down here and, okay, so here we're gonna write down, wait, am I recording? Yes.
Yeah.
Insert, ooh, what happened? I did something
You
weird.
press the forward button.
What do I do? This one?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
You're my emotional support student.
I've been there.
I have a dog who's like an emotional support dog for another dog.
That's okay, a dog for a dog.
Yeah. And then the other dog that I have is the bouncer. So they're brothers, and one is like Mr. Sensitivity and the other one is the bouncer.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm trying to pick here. Oh no, I don't want to do a station because y'all are gonna want to differentiate the stations, right?
that's what we were just talking about right now, but if anything,
I'm gonna
I know
go,
with our standards that we picked, one was exchanging information and ideas, would that be towards our think, pair, share?
yeah, but that's a super long task. I don't want to do that one. So
Okay.
let's do,
So if we're analyzing the
how about
language,
group discussion? How about this group discussion one?
that was the one I was telling, yeah,
Mhm.
well,
For-
yeah, we're good.
For
Yeah,
me
we
to
can
do that one?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna copy that. And
so we just do one of each for us, right?
two.
Oh, we do two. Okay.
I need to insert. It's in the instructions. For Kelvin, I'm driving him crazy, little guy. I get it, because my brother is like that. He likes to know everything that's coming. Okay, so there's that. And so the next job is to just getting the document. Oh, no, that's the syllabus.
You want the chart, right?
Yeah. Do you have it? Oh, yeah,
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go. Good job. Okay, so this one, the group discussion. Oh, but the group discussion is not like PE at all, is it? Oh, but you need to know how to do this. That's okay. We'll
Definitely
do it.
discuss stuff in PE.
We'll do it. The stuff that's more PE like is the motions and everything,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? And I just did a language rich one in class.
Okay.
I feel like based on what I did in class, you could modify a group discussion. What do you think? Do you want me to? Okay, so here's the thing. I could do this one, this task,
Yeah.
but it seems to me like this is very similar to what we just did in the class.
I'm still down if you guys are, because I would like.
You
it better.
prefer this one
I would.
than differentiating something in which the students are moving around?
Yeah.
Okay, what about you?
It's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You guys are easy. Thank
For
you.
the one where they're moving around, we would probably focus on differentiating the task cards and having support for the instructions, stuff like that.
Sure, but also you need to make sure that your language is comprehensible,
Okay. And
because a lot of times, like, the teacher will speak really fast and just kind of move around, but with-
While doing it, yeah.
Yeah.
and it's like, if you're not speaking, if you don't speak the language, you don't know which words go with which movements.
Mhm.
So it's a lot more like rigid if you have the emerging kids, like, first you're gonna do this. So what I do is like, I'll be like, okay, the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get the task, blah, 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 and I'll be standing here for first, like simulating a page.
Yeah.
Second, you're gonna move here
Yeah.
and you're gonna do the activity, you're gonna read, blah, 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 and then third, and then I go right here.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
see what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
actually use the space that I'm lecturing from as a canvas,
Okay.
and I use the spatial aspects to help the language
Remind
learners.
them. Okay. Kind of like.
The support, because they won't know, like, if you're just standing in one place and you say, first you do this, then you do this, then you do this,
They
and
don't
you're
know
like,
where you're going. Yeah, they don't know where they're going.
so I actually stand over there for first, over here for second.
Okay,
over
so
there.
then that's how we would go.
That's what
with
I'm
the
trying to
emerging-
say, like,
okay,
there are things
with
that
the
you can
stations, yeah.
do. Not, or they're doing, like, the other group is doing, barbell, what do you call that for? Like, with spotting, like a
Okay.
Barbell bench or
bench pressing.
bench press.
Right, so that has like 4 steps or something, right? So I would do that for the 4 steps. The first step is this, and then I move, and then the second thing you're gonna do is this, and
And
then I'll,
since the tasks are so, I won't say elaborate, but they're specific strategies to it. With them being emerging, would it be that since they're all broken up into, it would just be the station itself that we're breaking into, right? For the differentiation of the tasks,
in
since
this,
we're assigned?
yeah, but huh?
Because in each of our, the,
Assignments, you're gonna do 2
Yeah.
tasks.
oh yeah, I know that part, I meant like, the layups
Oh, wait.
on how we would do the differentiation of the tasks on this part. So if
Oh,
we chose this, particular
wait,
one.
wait, you're gonna share so that she can
okay,
see what you're, hang on, multiple participants share.
so what I was asking is that since we get to pick 2 more, can we differentiate just the layups itself? The one station,
Yeah.
as itself, okay,
Yeah,
that's what I was
that's
asking,
one
yeah,
station.
that's one, yeah,
That's
okay,
one task, and then you need a second task.
okay, that's what I was, yeah, all right, then, yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh. Yeah, the other group has like beginning, middle, and expert level, or was that you guys?
Instead
of
doing the group.
We have it
group
a little
discussion?
differentiated by that.
Oh, well, on top
Beginning,
of the group
intermediate,
discussion,
advanced.
because she says we have to pick 3. So she's doing
2.
one with us, yeah, and then we're gonna pick 2 more.
Oh, so yeah, we
how
can't
many
do the
do we
one
have
that
to-
you're doing with us right now,
2
right?
more.
Right, so you won't be able to do the one
We're
I'm
gonna have
doing.
4. She's going over it with one with us, so
Oh, and
we'll
then
all have that
first
one
one.
as our first one, and then
No.
the other.
Oh, no, we only
Oh.
need 2. This
Oh.
is just an
Only two.
example.
I'm just giving you an example.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so in our paper, there's just 2,
Mhm.
but we can't use the one she's about to.
Okay,
Exactly.
done deal.
Okay, so, share screen. This is a funny Zoom meeting. Okay. Okay, so since you're gonna differentiate this without me, I'm just gonna say, since I'm not gonna be with you, the problem with this is that all the steps are like a paragraph.
Yeah,
So one thing that you could do is, this would look, I mean, honestly, you're not gonna do, you would put them in point 1, 2, 3, 4,
yeah,
5.
what we would do is that we printed just the image and then put a different bullet point?
Or just
Modified
numbers.
few words? Oh, okay,
You can leave the same words. See,
Okay.
grip ball, da, 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 da. And then that's one. The first sentence is number one. Number two, step toward target, apply force.
Push ball down.
Isn't that the third one?
yeah, it's a lot in there.
So I would chunk it. You guys
Okay.
learned about chunking.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I would chunk this. Find what goes together. And then put it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right?
Mhm.
And honestly, it can't hurt native English speakers either.
okay.
Like, because look at this.
It's a-
How are they
that's a-
supposed to
Read all that.
remember
and-
that?
Yeah,
And
Would that be the second column? And then for the emergent, we could give it to them beforehand,
Okay.
chunked, but in a different language, or
Here's-
in that language.
here's what I'll say. For the purposes of my assignment, let's pretend like this will be good for a native English speaker
for bridging, yeah,
and for bridging.
Mhm.
In real life, I think this isn't good for anybody.
yeah,
because
that's a lot, that's a mouthful.
because there's
yeah.
no, like, how are you supposed to derive steps from that?
Yeah,
Right? So I think, like, if I were doing it, I would give the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for bridging and L1 English.
okay,
And then for the expanding, I would do that, but then I might have like some words bolded and defined on the side
okay,
with the 1, 2, 3, 4. And
Yeah.
then for the emerging, I would have, I would have given them that in Spanish or whatever L1 is.
yeah,
And then I might have arrows to the,
matching
like,
to the word.
yeah,
Okay.
because it says grip both
I
ball
got
with
it,
both
ball,
hands,
okay.
fingers wide, thumbs down,
Specific terms that are in their native
Uh-huh.
language, okay.
And also, didn't you have a video that they could watch? Was that this week or the other week?
I think that was it.
Sorry.
Very good.
Okay, so because the
Oh.
other thing you could do is
Having a video.
that they watch at home for homework.
I got it, I got it.
Mhm.
Write that-
So
write that down,
right?
write that down.
That's good stuff.
So that'll be for the emerging, to
Yeah.
have them watch it at home.
You will
before-
use this because, like I was saying to the other group, PE, or was it? This is where emerging English learning happens because
Right.
it's very contextualized,
Yeah,
right? Like, catch the ball, put your thumbs face down,
yeah, yeah.
it's like,
Super,
it doesn't get more concrete than that.
Yeah,
So this is, I mean, if you really know what you're doing with language instruction, you can make your PE class the go-to place for newcomers.
yeah.
All right, let's keep going because I'm
Yeah.
very dreamy. So let's keep going. Okay, so now we're going to differentiate this guy. And oh, did we already check the did we already block the
The descriptors, or?
the PLDs?
We had done some already and we were able to.
They're up, they're there
Yeah,
now?
They're there.
Okay, so I'm just looking for them.
Yeah.
Am I sharing?
Yes,
Can
you're
you
still
tell?
sharing.
Okay.
Yep.
Are these bolds? Is this what you did?
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is that's one of them for the group discussion and then.
Okay, great. So exchanging information is just what we did in class. So let me just look at the next one. Choosing to use the word persistent. Explain how phrasing or different common words. Is something missing? Oh, produce a different effect on the audience. Okay. Or figurative language. So here they can use idiomatic expressions, because you know how, I don't know if you know this, but if you speak another language, do you speak another language, or have you tried to?
I could read and say Hebrew,
Okay,
but I don't know what it means.
I don't know if you've had this experience, but sometimes people use an idiomatic language, an idiomatic expression, like raining cats and dogs,
Yeah, and they
And-
take it literally.
and people are like,
yeah, what
Well,
is
it's not, yeah.
It's not.
what does
raining,
that mean?
Yeah.
And in PE, in physical, there's a lot of that. In any physical, like, you're gonna cut and fake. It's kind of figurative,
Yeah.
right?
Flash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. So the idea here with this one is that the expanding kids should be able to start
Use the
doing that.
figurative language? Okay.
Cut and fake is not a good example, but like, you know, like when your team is
Do good
losing and you
work,
just have
yeah.
to keep going up, they'll say, suck it up,
Yeah.
right? And that's an example of figurative language. It's not, it's a bad example, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, to produce shades of meaning. Okay. Okay, and then these guys would have to use like the more formal language. Okay, good. So now let's go back and those are your two ELD standards.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. Good ones. I just need this to be all in the same place. So I'm gonna copy this, and don't forget that you can embellish. Okay, you can change this.
Okay.
Ah, you just cracked you two are
Yeah.
cracking
Oh, I heard
people.
you in
Yeah.
the.
My arms are going.
Oh,
Once they're stuck,
the
yeah, my
elbow?
elbows, yeah.
Oh yeah, gotta get the elbows.
Yeah, the elbows get stuck.
Elbows, get the shoulders going, get the back going.
My, yeah.
You don't do that?
Oh yeah, I do. I'm surprised no one can hear it. My body is tin can right now. Okay, after every group has had a turn at one of the stations, the teacher will call the students together. Wait, this isn't right. Isn't this? Oh,
Yes, I do.
This
this
is like
is
the
after the
scrimmage.
station.
This is after this, yeah,
This is pre-scrimmage.
yeah.
Oh, I got it. Thank you for clarifying. Okay. Oh, okay, got it.
So this is leading
Now
up
we
to
will
it,
be
yeah.
combining all of the skills you have learned thus far in class. And you use them. Okay, I think with your team is gonna go. This doesn't belong, right? Oh,
They're in teams already.
Yeah, they're in groups.
are they
Groups
gonna
of-
scrimmage in those groups?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's like the group that you're with at your station.
Pretty sneaky.
Because it's kind of nice, like you said, that since they'll be in groups of 6, they'll have a sub to rotate out with, which
Mhm.
will prevent any kind of fatigue from the students.
Okay. And use them in a real game setting. Two teams will face one another, face each other on so forth and play. But how many teams do you have?
6.
You have that many courts? Okay.
Oh,
I know
at-
I do. I know
At
my
my
school
school,
does.
we have 5 full courts.
And you can get around to all of that? You don't want to
Yeah.
do half court? Just saying.
No, yeah, mine can, because they're on blacktop.
I'm just saying like,
Yeah.
in
For
terms
other
of,
schools,
just
yeah.
FYI, for classroom management, you want them close.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you have a group of wild people,
Especially.
and
Yeah, I
I'm
see.
saying that with love because I was a wild child myself, but you don't want them too far from you
So they would,
because they're gonna go off. Like they're gonna,
so they could play like half court, like what is it?
It's half court.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
four, they're still playing 4-on-4, right?
Yeah,
Or
that's
5-5-5.
5-on-5,
5-on-5,
but
yeah.
they could still do that in half court.
Yeah.
imitating, yeah.
I'm just saying like, if you, unless your kids are super well behaved, you don't want them spread out over 6 courts.
We did that in the last unit. I'm an aide, and I'm sometimes the teacher.
Mhm.
So it
Good.
wasn't too bad. I
Okay.
hadn't spread out, and I just walk around.
I'm
Should we
just,
change it to half court?
no.
Oh, no,
I'm
no.
just telling you, in real life, if you have if you have one period where the kids are challenging, you want to bring
You
them
wanna
in.
change- Yeah, okay. You don't want
Okay.
them too far. Yeah.
Because curriculum is only as good as the classroom management.
Yeah.
Just saying. No, you leave it this way it is because it's an ideal class, but. Okay, combine, 2 teams will face each other. Yes, that's what we're doing. 2 teams. For the, okay, so I'm gonna change your original language.
Yeah,
So for the scrimmage, everyone has to use, instead of I want everyone to use, like take yourself out of it,
yeah.
okay? So. Everyone has to try to use the dribbling, passing, and layup skills You learn to bit, you
They learn- Yeah,
practice, right? We're gonna
Yeah.
assume they kind of knew them before. No, like, don't
Yeah.
most
Yeah,
people
yeah,
know
yeah,
this
yeah.
practice
Definitely.
today? Remember to be good teams. I mean, do you really want them to win? I think they should just try to do them,
yeah. Okay.
because that's when you start to get all of that nonsense.
Of the wildness. Okay.
Well, kids are competitive, right?
Yeah.
You might leave this the way it is. I'm just thinking, like, in real life, you could say, I'm gonna rotate, and if I see this percentage, like if I see 3 skills being used within 1 minute across, or if
The
I
board,
see,
yeah.
or if I see all the 10 people using at least one of those, then you get something. And then, so the prize is not the points, it's like,
The prize is
get
actually
caught,
using
get
yeah,
caught doing the thing.
the skills. Okay. Oh,
You
I like
see?
that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to say in terms of like, let the literacy live.
Mhm.
I'm so tired. I think it might have been the group before class.
But we'll take it. We'll take that.
Okay.
that hint.
What I was telling the other group is, you know how in 5220, like the reading group work
Mhm.
Mhm.
is not just that I'm gonna grade stuff, but that everything has a social purpose for the running of the class. So like you read a book, you read your chapter, but then you have to have your notes. But it's
Oh,
not so that
yeah,
I
yeah,
am gonna
yeah.
grade them. It's so that you can show up knowing what the heck,
What it is that you.
what just happened. So you
Yeah.
don't show up to your group like I didn't read it, So that's that. And then so every assignment as part of that has a social purpose, including the final one, which is they didn't read it. I read it. We all read it. So we have to make the presentation good enough that they know what we're doing. You're not in
Yeah.
that class. are
No,
you?
I'm not. Not yet. That'll be next.
Okay.
next week.
So in other words, if you change how they get graded from scores to when I walk by, I'm gonna be with your group for 3 minutes or whatever, or for 2 minutes. And during those 2 minutes, I have to write down everybody in your group has done one of those skills or whatever
Yeah.
on my checklist. And then whoever gets it the next day will have a special prize.
Okay.
And then that's how they win. right?
Okay.
I'm not gonna write it down
Right.
because that's more of a
No, but-
classroom management thing.
No, yeah. Something to absorb.
Yeah, all right, let's keep going. All right, let's keep going, let's keep going. Yeah. Okay, now over here, Alex. Preferential locations. Not seating. Okay, so expanding students and yells. I'm typing in case you're wondering, yells. Move to front presentation. What do you call it? The court where you're teaching from? Main court?
Yeah, I guess you could say that, the leading, main court.
Central court? Okay, and then what else would I do? And then I forgot to tell the class I would have grouped, expanding their grouped with
Emergent or,
expanding or emerging, with bridging or emerging.
student, okay.
Okay, let me explain. So if you think about the expanded GPD,
Mhm.
right? So either they're, and this is not ability, this is just learning English. Or they could be getting support from a more capable peer in terms of English, not basketball, right?
Yeah.
Or they could be supporting a less capable peer. Either way, they get to practice, right?
Yeah.
So they're kind of like the swing voter.
The ones in the middle from the expanding, okay.
Okay, so that's the preferential location. And then in the small groups, you actually don't need this for this activity, so you might move it up to the other ones. You'll have to think about how those groups are formed.
ahead of time, yes.
Well, when you do your differentiation, tell me who's in your, like, say you're doing one of the stations. What are you doing language-wise by grouping? Are you
Mhm.
you're gonna stick all the L1 English kids in one group together,
No, they'd be partnered with, okay.
right?
I was telling them, I would say 80% to 90% of my school is they're bilingual
Oh,
in
nice.
Spanish. And so when we get the kids who come over who are emerging or don't really know anything, there's always someone for them,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah,
to
nice.
help them out.
But also, the other thing that I used to do is, for example, you have a kid who's very strong with English, but is not very athletic. And then they've got cultural capital.
Okay.
So especially if they have to present something. And then that person gets to get
All the knowledge, yeah.
known, acknowledged, even though like physically that's not what
What they're-
they're usually kind of embarrassed
Yeah,
or whatever.
but they
So-
get recognized.
So that's another way to work that partnering. Okay, so
Okay.
let's keep going. So now we will begin combining all the skills. I'm just gonna take the first sentence.
Okay, and then we would just point back to the stations.
Yeah, these are your middle guys, so they already know.
Yeah,
You don't have to point. For the expanding,
okay.
it's for the emerging.
Emergent one, okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so
Yeah.
you have to get when parents of ELs don't want their kids in EL classes, it's because even though they've advanced, people are still doing the early EL stuff
Kind of
with their
work.
kids.
Right,
And it's just like, my kid knows that.
yeah.
Why are we still
Mhm.
doing this? You know, and
Yeah.
so that's what we're gonna do differently right now.
Okay,
Now we will be combining all of the skills for putting together or putting together all of the skills we have learned thus far in class. You don't really need thus far, but okay, you see that, or putting together? Because you have combining. So then, in other words, I want you all to think about how you use language. And it's not to say don't use combining, but if you use combining, do something to that.
yeah, to elaborate more.
Mhm.
Okay.
And that's that principle of amplify, don't simplify. You don't
Okay.
take it away because you
You
want
just
them
have-
to learn it,
Yeah,
right?
so you're adding another definition.
Yeah, or putting
Yeah.
together.
Okay,
Right? And then when we get to the
begin
emerging, we're gonna say combining or putting together.
with the Hendrix.
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I think it might be better if I go like this. Emerging in front of Central Court. Uh-oh, I'm being summoned. Please don't let it be my dogs. No. One time I was lecturing here and I happened to look at my phone during the break and it was a neighbor. I have your dogs. And I
That's why
like,
okay.
they had crashed through the window.
Mhm.
They had, and then run in Los Angeles. All right, so preferential locations, emerging ELs are in front of Central Court, grouped with bilingual, no, I'm gonna say with bilingual.
Okay.
Because
Partner.
here's, you share the L1. Okay, so in other words, they could be of any level, because the ability grouping is different, right?
Yeah.
You're not grouping by ability, it's heterogeneous ability, but they can talk to one another.
Yeah, they're able to hold the
Right.
conversation. Okay.
So if they're bridging, they could be with the emerging
Anybody.
if they share the L1, because they can go
Okay.
back and forth. Yeah,
Okay.
especially for PE, it's not like English. It's not like they're reading, like close reading of a text. That's
No.
not what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, okay, so now we will be putting together or combining. Okay, all of the skills you have learned, and I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna put so far, because thus far, you're gonna lose them, right? Sounds like Shakespeare, which is nice for the rest of them, but
Yeah.
okay.
So after we're on the settings, do we put remind the 3 skills that we went over or for
Well,
the emergent learners?
1 second. I mean, I would do it for all of them. Oh, somebody put gum under there. Gross. I mean, that's kind of the content adaptation. Okay,
That's crazy.
so crazy. Like,
Who
when did
does
that
that?
happen?
I
Goes
don't
to
know.
somebody's office
This
and
is
puts,
college.
not only that, but this is my office. What the heck? Who came
Has
into
it
my
been in here
office?
the whole time?
It's
Yes,
been
I did,
years,
yeah.
more than a year.
That's crazy. The janitor.
Maybe the janitor has something like, she left me a mess. I'm gonna put gum under her table. So that's a content
Okay,
thing. So you could choose to do it, but if you choose to do it, it's not a language differentiation.
okay.
Mm.
It's like
It's based
everyone,
on
it's
PE
like
it's based on PE as opposed to.
it's like
the
they
English
are-
language.
middle schoolers and they're not gonna know what we, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
That makes sense.
so,
We're
or
going
what,
over English, yeah, so
what,
we're not going over that. Because
but what you could do is the skills, oops. Were, uh-oh.
Oh. That's my phone perpetually.
There's an outlet on here.
Oh.
If it's closer.
Okay, thanks. I got it. Okay, so so let's assume that they're spacey and they weren't paying attention. So what were the skills? They were dribbling.
Mhm.
Passing and then layup.
Okay, so let's. So now we have something to differentiate. Yeah,
Mhm.
here, and then we would say. Point to, and the point, hold up, no, really just hold up. Three, exactly. Okay, so now it's language differentiation because
Oh, okay,
in the first one, you can just say it.
yeah.
It's just super dark.
Oh, I know, we were just saying that right now.
I'm feeling better. I thought it was really, oh wait, am I supposed to have another meeting? Please say no. Tyler, Jeff, oh no, they canceled because they said they didn't need it. Okay, that's good. Okay, so now we're, if you say these three, the things that I'm blocking on the screen,
Yeah,
you don't need images,
they already know, yeah.
right? But if you're saying it and a little bit fast over here, maybe you just hold up the 3 task cards and it's like, oh yeah, that's what they're,
Yeah,
right? But they speak,
Oh.
these guys, the middle group is like the English learners who sound like native speakers, except until you get them
to do academic.
to do like academic, like detailed analysis in
Mhm.
English. And then you're like, oh yeah, I
You can tell
forgot,
the difference, yeah.
right? And so what you're doing here is you're just helping clarify with some contextualization, the 3 tasks, right? And then for the other ones, you're gonna hold up the 3 task cards and then you're gonna gesture
Demonstrate it.
while you're
Oh.
doing it.
Oh, so like down to like.
I like gesture, dribbling, passing, and layups. Yeah,
Okay. Mhm.
and maybe I would just post them
Okay,
or signal. We posted. Task cards, right?
yeah,
Because you'll have those, the tripod thing.
Yeah.
So you just click them on the
like
top,
the easel.
the easel, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so now you get the general idea?
Yes.
Okay, so then, do you want to do the rest too? Or you,
Up to you guys.
that's a yes. Can
We'll
I,
just finish with this one.
or can I
Yeah.
eat something? Because I'm starvacious.
No, yeah.
And I'll just pause the recording because I'm about to fall over. Okay, setting. I can do it. I just need a little fuel. Oh, I have Skittles. I also have my good salad. Okay, dribblings. While saying. Okay,
Yeah.
like that. And then you signal to them, right? And now it's like you could be speaking Czech at home,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, oh, I know what they just said.
Yeah.
That's the general idea, right? Alrighty, so two teams will face. It's not that much more. Should be able to do it. My brain hasn't totally gone. When I'm really hungry, I don't remember what I said a minute ago. It's so embarrassing. One day it'll happen to me in class and you'll be like, Casimir, did you eat? It's not good. It sounds so bad. Like literally, what did I just say? I have no idea. Like that. Okay, so two teams will face each other on one full court and play a game for about 15 minutes. Okay, two teams will face each other. Okay, so what I want to show you is this. If there's something you're not going to differentiate,
Like that. Okay.
I don't think that means differentiation. But let me show you. But if you do that for your TPA, you need to justify why you're not differentiating it. So I'm going to show you how to justify it. .ca.gov, ELD standards. Because they're going to be like, please. Just lazy, they're just lazy.
Mm.
Here's why. You will be okay not to differentiate that. Let's go to chapter 2, the chapter of forgotten things. Okay. Students at the early stages of expanding level can engage in complex, socially, cognitively demanding social and academic activities requiring language and provided moderate linguistic support. As they develop increasing ease of understanding, support may be light. Here it is. Support may be light for familiar tasks or topics.
Making becomes familiar to them.
Yeah, but you see, I don't think that's complicated. That sentence, where is
Was
it?
not, yeah.
This one,
Two teams will face each other. On one court.
I mean, you do have to face each other. That's it. That's idiomatic. So, or play against, you could say. Right?
Yeah.
One another. On one full court and play. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you could make an argument for this. They might say, like, if I were evaluating, I would say, what is face each other? What does that mean? Okay,
Yeah.
so all right, fine. But
Would, would the, like, if you put the number 15, would that also, because sometimes, I don't know if they'll get
Students
it
don't know how to
for
play. Yeah.
15 or, like, it sounds like 15, sounds like 50.
Some students might hear it differently. The language of us saying 15 to 50, they might get confused with it. So should we write that out?
It's like 15. Sorry,
No,
I'm so tired.
No, but I get what you're saying, because yeah.
I
some
hear it
students,
sometimes
yeah,
too.
Some students
Yeah.
do hear the 50. They're like,
You can-
"Oh."
You can go, I know, what you want is,
For the emergency.
you want, that's a good point. You can, I think what you want is this. You want
What is?
You guys don't use the word scrimmage? Is that just adult language?
You know, what's the question?
I guess he just didn't write it.
Yeah,
I'm sure I said scrimmage when we
That's
were
a-
in the, doing our group meeting, but
I know I said it the last time we met.
I
yeah.
think we just didn't write it.
Anyway, it's just an
Is it in the
idea.
beginning?
No,
No.
remember, because I said they're
No.
playing against, I said, so you mean they're scrimmaging? And you said, yeah.
Yeah.
Two teams.
That's right.
Oh, you do have it?
In the.
In the unit
Yeah,
overview paragraph.
Oh, it's in the unit.
Some-
overview.
Oh, no wonder.
Okay,
Okay, well, I think kids could learn that.
yeah.
Okay, so you might want to move that.
And understand.
Where would you put it?
Oh, it's right on group performance.
Why don't you put it,
It was right there.
oh, so it was there, or
Oh, it's.
I think that maybe we added that.
Yeah.
Okay, so where would you put that? Two teams will,
Scrimmage.
aha, or face
Each
one
other.
another.
Play against one another,
Will scrimmage,
each other, okay.
no,
Yeah.
just scrimmage on one full court. Scrimmage means they play it
They
against one
already know.
another.
Okay. Mhm.
Will scrimmage. Face, okay.
Okay.
Would the
We'll
play against
one
be-
another.
I thought the play against would be for the emergence, so that way they understand.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna do this. I don't lose it. Two teams will scrimmage or face each other. Okay, so this is the adaptation right here for these guys. And then for here, we'll fix it, okay? It's not right now. So, okay. And then two teams. So how about to address your concerns, Valerie? See, I'm getting loopy. You could be like, you could have this on the board.
Oh,
Well,
so like bullet points. to
Mhm.
go
While
over
you're
them.
talking,
Yeah,
you could say, okay, two teams are gonna scrimmage or face each other on one full court and for about 15 minutes, right?
Now they see the one
Now they
part.
see the five. Okay.
Mhm. So now we have to put some bolds up here. Two teams of scrimmage or facing. So the teacher points or writes on the board on the, what do you call it again?
Easel,
Easel, thank you.
one of my teachers does.
You don't have,
Oh, we have a whiteboard, like.
Oh, that
just
moves.
wheel it
Yeah, the
around,
rolls.
yeah.
Okay.
okay, on the whiteboard. Easel is very specific.
Oh, yeah, we do have a whiteboard for us in this reference. So we have a whiteboard reference.
So two teams. Oops. Let's address your concern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Okay, so that whole thing is the differentiation for the middle group. That's really nice, good thinking.
So I started thinking about the penguins in Madagascar.
The
I
what?
said like the penguins in Madagascar. The
They,
movie.
No.
they put it in
They
bullets.
said like they're 6 to 9.
They're like 69,
69.
yeah, 69 years and it's
6 to
9.
9.
That's a good one.
That's all I was like.
That's
Is that when
good.
they're fixing the plane?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a 69 months.
No, 6 to
2 9
9
months. That's a good one. I forgot it.
That's not, I guess, her too.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Okay, 2 teams will scrimmage or face. Face each other on a full court. 2 teams will, how about this? Play, oops, against one another. They will scrimmage.
Oh, okay, so we're moving it to them.
Scrimmage or face each other on one full court. Right? You
Mhm.
see?
Yeah.
Okay, now let me get rid of this italicized thing. It's looking bad. So, okay. Okay, so then this. mm, So for just FYI, when I have a lot of English or language, I actually have Spanish learners, and I have a lot of language learners, I have certain symbols that I always use that mean things I use all the time. So like when we did round robins, I had like, it had 3 little faces with arrows.
Oh, okay, that way
So
they
you
know
could
ahead of
see,
time.
you could imagine
Oh.
like teams would have like, you could put 2 shields,
Mm.
like with, or just like the pinnings, like you could just have a symbol that's got like pinnings or something, but, or shields might be easy, but you don't need to keep contextualizing that if you can just point to.
So with our think pair share, would we like mention that like, oh, it's between the two, like 2 heads,
Yeah,
kind of symbol, I guess you could say? They're like, oh, in the beginning there's this.
I go like this.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. When I'm pair sharing, I'm like.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and that way we'll understand.
Mhm.
Okay.
So 2 teams, teacher. Mhm. I don't know if you need to face each other. So maybe not against, play one another. How's that?
Yeah.
Oh, they keep it simple. I'm keeping it consistent. See that?
Mhm.
So this is new, right? For these guys. So this is italics. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scrimmage or face one another on one full court and play a game for about 15 minutes. So how would you think that, how would you do that? Oh my God, I'm tired.
2 teams, and then I guess maybe the teacher pointing. You will
2.
put, yeah. 2
Oh
teams.
yeah, you can signal it. You can say 2 teams are gonna play one another,
Okay.
yeah?
Yeah.
On the full court for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So teacher gestures.
Not ready.
Mhm. And writes on board, italics. Okay,
Yeah,
there it is.
because that's what's different from the,
Yeah, so it's just the gesturing
Gesture.
that's different.
okay.
So for a game, everyone has to try. So then you can, if you choose to do the thing that I said,
Oh, okay.
are you running out?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
So if you choose to do the thing that I said, then you can write it up. You know, how they gain points.
Okay.
They're gaining points by
Doing the actual.
doing the skills.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes what I do is I have one, like if you have students who are sick
Okay.
or students who can't do the skill or whatever, or if you have assistants, TAs, or if you have somebody, you get them to do the recording for you.
Okay.
And you can capture more people doing it.
So that way you don't have to watch.
You don't have to
every
run
single-
around. Well,
Right,
I'm
right.
thinking going around to 6 full courts
Yeah.
for
it's
2
massive.
minutes each to,
It's a lot.
How are you gonna get there?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
it's
make
only-
sure
It's
everybody's,
3,
it's 3
because there's
scores?
16.
Okay,
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
you're
okay, well,
talking
that-
about
you
the
can do
number of
that.
students,
yeah.
you can do that.
But if we were being, like you said, realistic, where we're getting 40 or 60,
Right.
that would make sense.
How many
to,
do
like-
you, are you
No, I'm
both
not
working?
continuing here.
We had some classes, we had like 60
That's a lot.
60 boys. And so one teacher takes the boys, the other teacher
His
takes
school-
the girls.
Separate them.
My school is
Mhm.
middle school, high school. And so we have 5 full courts of kids playing.
Why are they separating the boys and the girls?
You know, that's a good question.
And what if there are trans kids in there?
But we do have some trans kids and they kind of leave it up to them to decide.
Yeah, but that's all wrong, because if you're a trans girl, if you're a trans boy, you're gonna get so teased.
Mhm.
In a group
Well,
of all
the
boys.
one trans kid,
Oh my God.
the one trans student is woman who has all like male facing features and but like female genitalia, but they
They
really come off
associate
as a boy.
They associate as a he.
Yeah, so no one can tell. Like if you look at him, you wouldn't be able to tell. He
Do the
goes by
kids know?
he. I don't think the kids know.
Oh,
He has
wow,
a
that's
girlfriend.
nice.
I don't know
Good
if
for
she
them.
knows.
You know what,
but
it's
You
good.
know?
The kids are so nice right
kids are a little
now.
more they're in some ways they're a little more progressive nowadays.
But like
Oh.
you said, I don't know how they're separating them in the first place.
I don't know. You know what they say? It's because the girls don't try as hard when the boys are playing because the boys go too hard. I was
Sorry.
gonna ask
That's my
Metzger.
So
special-
they're basing it on abilities.
That's
pretty
my
much.
special teacher looks
I was gonna ask Metzger her thoughts on that
No.
because that's all that we do. We only
You
stupid.
separate them all. Yeah.
They-
Differentiate.
Always.
all
Yeah, but that's
always.
not ability,
No.
because I'm sure there are some super athletic girls in
that
there.
can compete.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
there are boys in there who are not at
That's
all
competitive.
athletic,
and they say if you wanna
competitive.
if they tell the girls if you wanna play with the boys you can.
Oh, well,
Oh.
what am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm single.
And so
myself out.
sometimes a girl will go play with the boys,
Yeah,
and
that's so-
sometimes the boy will go play with the girls. And I'm not the teacher. I don't have any
No,
control over
no,
anything.
no, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay, sorry. Okay,
But-
are we good?
No, yeah.
Okay, so do I have to do the last paragraph or are you good?
I'm pretty good then.
I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now that
Yeah.
you brought like more light into it, now that we can
You have an
get an
idea?
idea now.
Okay, good.
Because like that, when you brought up that actually brings up the point that some students